So you've decided you're gonna ditch the big city and make the move to Muskoka. My last two videos convinced you that small town life is for you. The fact that Uber Eats hasn't made its debut yet won't stop you from making the move, and you're ready to take on septic systems and wells. They don't scare you anymore. Now comes the point that you're wondering, well, what is there to do in Muskoka, especially in the winter months when it's -20 out and there's a fresh dump of snow? In this video, we're going to get into the fun stuff. I'm going to fill you in on what I love most about living in Muskoka year-round. If we haven't met before, my name is Brittany Evans. I'm a local realtor living in Muskoka. I've experienced helping buyers make the move from the big city into small town life. I've grown up and I currently live full-time in Muskoka, but for some time in between, I was living in downtown Toronto. So you could say I'm a mix of urban and suburban. And I know that leaving the city can be hard, but Muskoka has so much to offer, more than you think. Reason number one why I love living in Muskoka is probably the most popular one, and that is the lakes. Muskoka has over 1,600 lakes. There are so many opportunities to get out and enjoy the water. In the summertime, on one of those humid 28+ Tuesdays, I head over to my family's house on Fairy Lake and cool off by wake surfing with friends and family. There's no having to wait until the weekend like you would if you lived in the city. Oh, and if you don't know what wake surfing is, you will soon. Water sports like skiing, tubing, wakeboarding, and wake surfing are incredibly popular throughout the summertime in Muskoka. Reason number two why I love living in Muskoka, there is little to no commute. Don't get me wrong, Muskoka is a large region, but when Google Maps says it's gonna take 30 minutes to get from Huntsville to Rosso, it's a true 30 minutes. Not this 30 to 45 minutes sitting on Lakeshore trying to get from downtown to Leslieville. The only traffic that you'll encounter in Muskoka is the occasional moose or duck crossing. Reason number three, why I love living in Muskoka is the community. Honestly, the community is like no other. Each town has its own community feel. Muskoka as a region is one of the fastest growing areas, with the town of Bracebridge being the fastest growing town in Muskoka. Stats Canada data shows that the population in Bracebridge increased 8.1% from 2016 to 2021. I grew up and currently live in Huntsville. Our community events that the town provides are like no other. In the wintertime, you can expect a snow village in River Mill Park and an ice sculpture festival throughout the downtown core. In the summer months, it's the weekly movie on the docks where you can actually boat into downtown Huntsville and watch a movie from your boat. I've just provided you with a few of the many events Huntsville puts on throughout the year. Each town in Muskoka has their own events, making Muskoka a very community-oriented area. Reason number four why I love living in Muskoka is the outdoors. Lakes aside, Muskoka has so many opportunities to play outside. From our provincial parks like Algonquin and Arrowhead to the many, and I mean many, smaller parks and trails that are intertwined throughout Muskoka. People think summertime in Muskoka is the best time, and I tend to agree, as I would much prefer +30 over -30 any day, but there is so much to do in those cooler months. From kilometers of snowmobile trails to snowshoeing on the lake on one of those bluebird sunny days to skating the Arrowhead Loop by torchlight, just to name a few. Reason number five why I love living in Muskoka is the small town feel. I love that I know my neighbors and have created new friendships because of where I live. I love that there is always a connection between someone you just met and someone you've known for 15 years. Whether you're into fishing, downhill skiing, or knitting, there is a club for that. The opportunity to meet new people in a welcoming environment is one of the biggest draws to small town life. The 5 reasons I love living in Muskoka are just 5 out of the many reasons why you will fall in love with living in Muskoka. Muskoka is not just a cottage getaway. It's home to 60,000 plus year-round residents who have either grown up here, moved away and came back like myself, or they have moved to Muskoka because of some of the reasons I mentioned earlier. If you have any questions about what it's like to live in Muskoka and you would like to make the move, please give me a call or text and I would love to have a chat with you over some coffee.